This frame is really greasy and dirty. So that's what's going to be first on the list. And that's what's happening on this episode of Featherstone Bicycles. So what I've got here is just a sink full of hot water and Walmart equivalent of Dawn dishwashing detergent, and also the multi-purpose cleaner and degreaser. And we'll just start scrubbing away. I wanted to show you was that in the first episode I was explaining how the lock works, and I wasn't really doing a very good job of it. But what happens here on the inside of the head tube, there is a like a protrusion that's the same shape as this, and that keeps this from spinning around. And then on this side, it lines up with this. And so when you turn that the key, that comes out. So when this is in that position, then that comes out, and that locks the fork in place, and then the key will come out from there, and then you can't, turn it anymore. The interesting thing too is that I was trying to get the key out before I washed the fork, and it just wouldn't come out. And I guess Mike and I were, surprised that the key was still in here. But I think this is a safety thing for you not losing the key. It won't come out when you're when you're riding, I guess. I don't know. No, that doesn't even make sense. I don't know. The deal is the key's always in there while you're riding, and then when you lock it up, you take it out. So hopefully you don't lose it then. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit the inside of this up with my heat gun to dry off the insides a little bit. And since I've got it all apart, I might as well work on cleaning up the fork hardware. First thing I'll do is get some solvent in this cup and get these bearing cages in there, and then get to work on the other parts. So these have been soaking for a while, and we'll now get the balls out of the cages. Get the cages clean right away. So I don't know if Schwinn was using some different kind of grease in the 50s than they were in the 60s and 70s. But, you know, if you've been with the channel a while, you'll know it usually takes a couple days of soaking these to even get the grease inside these cages loose to the point where you can scrape it out. But just a toothbrush and the parts washer, and I was able to, you know, get it very clean. So we'll just dry this up a little bit and then clean up the balls and put it all back together. Well, at least put the cages together. I'm going to go ahead and grease this one up now. As you could see, the balls were having a hard time staying in there. That happens sometimes when I take these apart, but when it gets back into the race, or the bearing cup, if you will, it gets back into shape and everything works fine. I think I need to fill my grease gun up a little bit. Yeah, it's out. I use this Master Pro marine grease, multi-purpose and water resistant. And in case you were wondering about this gun, this grease gun, this is what it looks like. Push that down, get some grease out. I've got the frame hung up, drying. Got my other painted parts over there, the fork and the chain guard. And we made a little bit of progress on the shelf. Very little. Baby steps. That's going to do it for today. Thanks for sticking with me, and I hope to see you next time on Featherstone Bicycles.